Hello viewers, my name is Damilare. In this lesson, we'll be looking at the topic reproduction. What is reproduction? This is the process by which a living organism gives rise to an offspring of the same species. Here, the mentioned living organism, meaning non-living organism doesn't reproduce, they don't give birth, but a living organism does that, and they give rise to offspring, and the offspring will be of the same species. Meaning dog will not give birth to a kid, that's a baby of a goat, but it must be dog giving birth to puppy, so meaning they must be of the same species. Then the types of reproduction, we have asexual and sexual. What is asexual reproduction? This involves how a single parent produces a new offspring without involving gametes, that means sex cells or fusion of gametes. When you look at the word asexual, the A there means one, meaning that one parent is involved in asexual. But when it comes to sexual, that would be two parents. Still under this asexual reproduction, this type of reproduction occurs through a cell division. That means for reproduction to take place, for a single parent to give birth, there must first be a cell division, and this is called mitosis, where the parent cell with diploid chromosome, that's 2n, or 46 chromosome, because n is 23 times 2, that's 46 chromosome. They will produce two genetically identical diploid, that means 2n daughter cells, that is copy of the parents. What are we saying here? In our asexual reproduction, it means a single parent is a diploid organism having 2n chromosome, and by the time it reproduces, it will give you another 2n again. That's a copy. You know, when you photocopy something, you have exactly the same. So meaning the parent that is diploid 2n will still produce another 2n in two places. So that's what we call diploid 2n of the daughter cells. As you can see here, I wrote parents, which is the diploid 2n, giving us two daughter cells of 2n 2n. So which is still diploid. So it means diploid is producing diploid in two places. So that is for mitosis. Unlike meiosis, where it will occur and form another haploid instead of diploid. So we'll still talk about meiosis later, but let's continue with the mitosis, under which we have the asexual reproduction. So this mitosis that are splitted from a diploid parent 2n into two daughter cells that are also diploid 2n 2n, this can continue, though is a one-way process, not as if it's more than one, but the one that divided can still repeat itself, so that we can have many products. That means many, just like a parent that gave birth to one baby can still later give birth to another one baby, so and continually until he has maybe 10 children. The same way, mitosis it will take place once, but it can later reproduce. So all the product of this mitosis can give us what we call somatic cells. That means all the 2n, the first 2n producing 2n 2n diploid, repeating itself 2n 2n, and it keep increasing. So all the products is what we call somatic or body cells. That means all these cells, they will form our eyes, form our nose, form here. So it's mitosis product that give us all the parts of our body. Apart from the one, even though the one I want to mention is still part of it, but there is another way in which that one operates. So the one we call germ cells. So the germ cells. So we'll still talk about that later. Then note, like I said earlier, only one process is a mitosis forming two diploid, unlike meiosis, which is a two process forming four haploid. Now, there are different types of asexual reproduction. Number one, we have fission. Number two, we have budding. Number 3, we have fragmentation. 4, we have regeneration. 5, we have the spore formation. And 6, we have vegetative propagation. How will you remember this? You can just say first for letter F for first, then B, bring, B for bring, F again 5. That means first bring 5, then the R, regeneration, and S, spore formation, and V. You can say reservoir, RSV. So first F, bring, budding, then 5 for fragmentation, then RSV, reservoir, that's regeneration, spore formation, and vegetative propagation. So let's start with the fission. Once you hear fission, it means splitting. When you split into two, like binary of amoeba. So this amoeba can split into two, and bacterium or many. When we say many fission, that's multiple fission, like plasmodium. So in plasmodium, we have a single organism splitting into many offspring, and then in that of the binary, one organism will split into two. So once again, fission involves splitting into two, binary like amoeba and bacterium. Then we also have multiple fission, splitting into many, like plasmodium. That's a parasite of mosquito causing malaria. So you can see how this organism is splitted into two in binary fission, and how this one is splitting into many, multiple fission. Now let's move to budding. Budding is when an outgrowth means a bud, like this hydra having a bud as an outgrowth, detaches from its parents to become new organism. So when this is detached, we can see it forming a new organism. That leads us to fragmentation. Fragmentation is the breaking into pieces of matured organism, each of which grows to form a complete new organism. You know, from the word fragment means pieces. So meaning organism that has broken itself into pieces. Each of these pieces can still mature, can still develop and form a new organism. For example, Spirogyra, when it splits into pieces, each of the pieces can still form a new organism. So, and remember, it is a multicellular organism. Then regeneration. This is the renewing of full organism from its body parts, e.g. planaria worm. This planaria worm is divided into three parts, like it was cut into three, and each of the parts regenerated. The head turned to complete planaria worm, the middle one turned to complete planaria worm, and the one at the base also turned to planaria worm. Though each of them has formed daughters, that means the offspring, they are the daughters. Then second to the last one, we have spore formation. This is when spore, when you say spore, that's a reproductive unit, is produced from the sporangium and germinates on soil or food. Example is rhizopus. Look at this rhizopus having a sporangium here, producing spores. Whenever the spore pores on the soil or on the food, it will reproduce another rhizopus. Then the one that look like stem here, though is a fake stem, they call it hyphae. When they are more than one, we call them mycelium. Then the one that looks like root is called rhizoid. So here is the parent rhizopus, here is the daughter rhizopus produced from the spore. Then that leads us to the last one, which is vegetative propagation. Vegetative, just like vegetable, from the word plant, so meaning that we are propagating plants here. So this is the formation of new plant from the old plant parts. We cut the parts like the leaves, the stems, or the roots. It could be by artificial or natural means. For example, bryophyllum. This bryophyllum can be propagated using the leaf. When the leaf falls, the leaf can still germinate, producing bud, either by natural means or artificial means. Then for the cutting, because under vegetative propagation we have cutting, we have layering, we have grafting. Cutting means you cut the stem, like sugarcane, cassava. Then the layering, it is the branch that you cover with soil, like tomatoes and pepper. So you lay the branch to the ground, pour soil, and it will keep growing. Then the last one is grafting. Grafting is the joining of two different plants of the same species using stalk and scion. The part of a plant that is cut off is called the scion, while the remaining part is called stalk. So you take the scion of one plant, take it to the stalk of another plant, then you tie it with rope, then this will grow together as a single parent. So today we have looked at reproduction, and we say it's divided into asexual and sexual, and we have dealt with asexual. So in our next class we'll be talking about sexual reproduction in addition to meiosis. Thanks for listening.